Pittsburgh Steelers fans, welcome to another episode of We Run the North of BTSC Behind the Steel Curtain broadcast. I'm your guest contributor, Kevin Tate from the Know It All podcast. I have my good buddy and Cincinnati Bengal expert, Brandon B. Dirt, on with us today. And what we'll talk about today, we're going to be talking about the AFC North divisional matchups. The AFC North this year plays the NFC South and the AFC East. Those are all our common opponents outside of each other. And we're going to break down those different matchups, who we think will win each team in our division, how they fare against those teams in the other division. And because it's draft week, we're actually going to make draft picks for each of the teams that we talk about today. We're going to make a mock draft. So, hey, B. Dirk, man, what's up, bro? How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Enjoying the weather the past couple of days. For those of you who don't know, I do live in Pittsburgh, so I am in enemy territory, so to speak. I appreciate you having me back on. Love it here, and love our division. I think the North is stacking up to be, if not the best, one of the best divisions in football again this year. So I'm glad that my team can finally, contribute to that again. Had a few rough years there, but I'm glad to be back in the winning column and excited, looking forward for this year.
Yeah, man. Okay. Well, hey, we love having you. Thanks for joining me, man. And so, do you think the AFC North is the best division in football, or would you say the AFC West and the North is second? Like, what are your top two divisions in the NFL?
I think it's the AFC West and the AFC North are neck and neck at 1 and 2. I really think, when you look at those teams, it's pretty credible. I think the number 3, I think there's a drop off into the NFC West. I would probably put in that third tier, but I don't think they're stacked from. I think Russell Wilson leaving there just made the AFC West that much better and kind of hurt the NFC West. But I think those are the 3 best divisions in football. And I think the Super Bowl champion will come out of one of those 3. And I think probably the 2 Super Bowl teams will come out of those 3 divisions unless they get Aaron Rodgers some help and he gets hot. He can always be a difference maker.
Right. Okay. No, I don't disagree with your take on that, man. I tell you what surprised me yesterday. And by the way, before I get in that, for everybody, if you like the content on BTSC and all these great shows and stuff like that, audio podcasts that they have on the different audio platforms, and we're on YouTube and Facebook here visually, be sure to like and subscribe to the BTSC channel or their Facebook page or any of those things like that. But I tell you what, B. Dirt, what surprised me, we did a special Saturday Know It All podcast yesterday, and we had our guest. I think you watched, you saw.
Yeah, I caught that.
Anthony
Great
K.
show.
Anthony K. Sports Fluent. He has his own podcast. I believe it's called Fluent and Chill. And he's going to have a Netflix show coming out in July. But anyway, I asked him because he's a Chicago Bears fan. And I asked him, I said, what do you think what we can get from Mitch Trubisky? And he said the Steelers he thinks are a playoff team. He said Mitch won't win you many games, but he won't lose you games. And our defense is probably going to be elite, and we're going, running the ball behind the new revamped offensive line and Najee Harris. He expects us to make the playoffs, finish maybe second in our division behind, I guess, probably the Bengals. He thinks the Browns are going to Brown. That's were pretty much his words. And you never, Baltimore's a wild card. You never know if Lamar Jackson will be healthy or how that passing game is clicking and stuff like that. So I was just surprised a true Chicago Bears fan didn't kind of poop on Mitch Trubisky. He said, yeah, you guys are going to go to the playoffs. So that made me happy.
Yeah, I was definitely listening to that. I mean, it's going to be a wild card. I mean, you guys do have a great defense, especially if they shore up that run defense a little bit. And I think your best addition to shore up that run defense was, in all honesty, Flores. I think him coaching the linebackers, and I think that's going to be a big, major difference. I'm curious to see how the Steelers go in the draft too, because I've been snake bitten by the Steelers a couple of times. Like the rare occasions that we pick behind you guys, it seems like you always pick the guy I want. So that's kind of where I got you leaning towards this year, is probably taking the guy I want. But
you guys are way behind us this year. Like, I mean,
yeah.
So
we're 10 spots. We're 10
right.
spots.
So I doubt that's the case this year. There have been those years when we were going back and forth with the division in the mid, mid 2010s that would happen. I remember you guys took William Jackson, and we kind of forced our hand in the need in the corner, and we took Artie Burns, and that was one of the biggest busts as far as our drafting in the last 10, 15 years. We usually don't miss on.
Well, and then you jumped in front and took Devin Bush. He jumped right in front of us and took him, and that actually turned out to be a godsend. But that's who I wanted really, really bad.
Well, yeah, you're a Michigan. So you guys picked what that year? We jumped up to 10. Where were you guys picking?
We were 11.
And we were 11. And you guys wanted Bush?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And I don't think you say it's a godsend. And perhaps, Bush had a bad year last year, but he's coming off an injury. I saw some recently released video to put out of him working out, and he looks good. He looks like he put on a little bit of weight. He could kind of tone up a little bit, I think, but that's between now and training camp. But he was moving really well in all the ladder drills and the back pedal drills and all those things like that. I don't know if you happen to see that video, but Bush looks like he might be back, and with Miles Jack, I think we're going to be really good. And hopefully Tuitt is coming back, and we get Tyson Alualu back, and that'll shore up the defensive line, and that right there fixes the run game. Yeah.
Well, and like you said, I am a Michigan fan, and I think Devin Bush is going to do great things. To be honest with you, I didn't say it was I didn't mean it was a godsend, in that I think he's a terrible player. Just the way the drafts have fell for us since then, I wouldn't change anything. I think we've actually started putting pieces together that make sense. I was one of those people that beat the drum when we didn't take an offensive lineman and we took Jamar Chase, and I was the first one to raise my hand and say I was wrong. I was in like week 5 going, I was wrong.
You guys would have picked the offensive lineman. Was it Penei Sewell from Oregon that plays for Detroit? He was the top lineman last year, right?
Yeah, and he had a pretty good year. I mean, he's a good player, but Jamar Chase is special.
Jamar Chase is special. Jamar Chase is definitely special. And Jamar Chase obviously easily clear-cut offensive rookie of the year. But I think Najee Harris had a pretty good year for the Steelers too. With us getting a better line and a quarterback that can contribute in the run game as far as RPOs and be a threat, I think we'll see a lot more big plays from Najee this year. He kind of was like, I believe, 3.9 yards per rush last year. So I expect an uptick in that, and he's going to be the catalyst of the offense. He's going to be, the straw that stirs your drink in Pittsburgh as far as the offense goes.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Well, so what we're looking at here, we're going to talk about, like I said, the divisional opponents that the AFC North has this year, and that again is the AFC East and the NFC South. So we're talking about the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, New York Jets. In NFC South, we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and Tampa Bay Bucks. So we're going to I got the mock draft simulator up. We're using the Pro Football Network mock draft simulator, and I have the teams highlighted that we're talking about. So all the AFC East, all the AFC North, and the NFC South. And I'm going to start this mock draft, and I'm going to when we get to let's start. Let's see.
Well, as you're getting this started, I want to say, like, as I look through our common opponents with this NFC South and AFC East, I really think the difference between the top two and the bottom two is a big advantage for our division. And I think it's going to pull our division closer together because, I mean, I'd much rather play the Falcons than I would the Tampa Bay Bucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or the Jets instead of the
welcome.
Bills.
Welcome to having the first place schedule, bro.
Correct. So those are like, you know, I think there's some major drop off there, and I think that, and you know, I think that another place where that doesn't really, I think were you guys?
But the difference in that, B Dirt, is not we all play the AFC East and the NFC South. You're talking about like
home.
So those two divisions in the AFC that we don't play this year, the AFC West and the AFC
West,
South, you guys will play the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes,
that's
correct.
And who won the South this year? The Tennessee Titans.
Titans. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys
and
the Steelers will play, I believe, the Raiders out the West, and they'll play the Colts out the South. So yeah, so you guys.
The Ravens will play last place, correct?
The Ravens will play last place. The Ravens will get
they'll
the
play
Jets
Seattle.
and Jacksonville.
Yeah, they'll play Seattle and Jacksonville. I mean, that's a
but that's how it goes. I mean, the Browns usually get not the past couple years, I guess, but they would usually get the last place schedule. But yeah, so like I said, welcome to a first place schedule, bro.
Whew.
Yeah, so you got to go to Kansas City maybe again this year, but you guys played them good last year, and you beat them in the AFC Championship. So what are we talking about? You guys aren't worried.
Yeah, we'll see.
And you
how
beat
it goes.
Tennessee, so those first place teams you played in the playoffs, they're just on your regular schedule next year.
Yeah, I would rather not play the Colts this year in that division.
Okay, listen here, B Dirt. So here we go. You're going to pick for the New York Jets, and then we're going to talk about the Jets briefly about how they match up against the division, our division, each team in our division. Okay.
Okay.
So I started the mock draft simulator, and first pick now you got to listen to me because you're not seeing this. I'm just going off my other laptop here.
All right, I'll look at it on my thing.
First pick in the Jacksonville Jaguars picked Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan.
Okay. Go blue.
Pick number 2, the Detroit Lions picked Malik Willis, quarterback from Liberty. And pick 3, the Houston Texans picked offensive tackle from Alabama, Evan Neal. Okay. So you're picking for the Jets at 4. But listen,
Man.
I'm going to tell you about a trade proposal that they have, and you can. We're only doing one round, but you can accept this proposal or you can reject it. You let me know, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
All right.
So the Kansas City Chiefs are offering to the New York Jets pick 29 in the first, pick 30 in the first, pick 50 in the second, and pick 62 in the second. That's quite a haul. For the Jets, number 4 pick and number 69 pick. Would you want to do that? What do you think?
Man.
Now that would mean you're still picking twice for the Jets late in the round, but they're at the bottom of the round. But still 2 picks at the bottom of the first, and then 2 picks kind of at the bottom of the second. But a total of 4 picks for your number 4 and number 69. And the Jets still have another top 10 pick coming. Pick 10. They still have 10 coming up too.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. What I can get in that area because with Willis this is going a different way than I thought. I didn't think Willis would go that high. I feel like I can still get one of the 2 guys I want at 10. Most importantly, I take the trade.
Take the trade. Okay, I'm going to accept the trade.
That gives me 3 first rounders, which is a little bit of a haul to pay, but You're the Jets. You're terrible, right? You need them.
Okay, now I'm going to pick for the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers only have one pick in the first 3 rounds, and that's this pick. They've been offered a trade by the Houston Texans. Well, first let me say Kansas City at pick 4 took Trayvon Walker, defensive tackle from
That's who
Georgia.
That's who I would have picked if I was standing there.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick because he's projected to go first in some mocks.
Yeah.
The New York Giants at pick 5 took Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive edge from Oregon.
Yep.
So Carolina has pick 6, like I said. They're being offered pick 13 from the Houston Texans trade offer, pick 13, pick 37, and pick 207. Now, because I'm thinking, this is my thinking here. I'm thinking Carolina only has that one pick, and I think they want quarterback. I think they would have picked Malik Willis here, but I'm thinking that I could take this trade, get another pick in the top of the second round, fall back to 13, and get a 7th round pick, but still be able to get Kenny Pickett at 13. That's what I'm thinking.
Here's what I agree with you in thought there. I wonder if they're actually going to take Pickett because there's going to be one guy in the room that's probably not going to because their coach is on the hot seat and he needs more players around him than one quarterback. So I think if you can get 3 picks instead of especially 2 in the top 35 you said
2 in the
37?
top 37, but that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying
I think you got to go that route.
I'm saying I trade back to 13 and I still could get Pickett and I created another pick in the
and
top
you got
round.
an impact pick, top 50 pick.
I thought pick 37. Yeah. So I'm going to accept that trade because, like I said, I think what with Malik Willis off the board and the coach is on the hot seat. Matt Rule was former Baylor coach, and I don't think Sam Darnold's the answer. He needs to have somebody in there that can compete and come. And Rule recruited Kenny Pickett to Temple before he left to go to Baylor. Then that's when Kenny Pickett went to Pitt. So yeah, I'm going to accept that trade. Here we go. The Texans at pick 6 took Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
The Giants at pick 7 took Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame.
Okay.
So right away, I like the Giants draft. Thibodeau and Kyle Hamilton, 2 huge impact players. So, okay, so now you're going to pick 8 for Atlanta Falcons. They have a trade offer. Green Bay is offering pick 22 and pick 28 for pick 8.
22 and what?
22 and 28. Two late first rounders for your 8th pick.
All right. So I'm talking this out in my mind here. How much does Jordan Davis help the Falcons? How much? I mean, any of the guys that I would see going in those next 5 to, I don't think for the draft capital they've got at this point, I don't think they have impact players available.
I think there's one huge impact player that's out there that has dropped this far thus far. You know who I'm talking about?
Are you talking about Ahmad Garner?
Yeah, Sauce Gardner. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've got him going around this area.
I actually have him going top 5 in most of the mocks I do myself. But yeah, but pick 22, pick 28 for pick 8.
Let me see what now. They
And if
need
you
a
want to
wide
make
receiver.
if you want to make the pick, who do you take?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Sauce. I got
Take
it.
Sauce. You're taking Sauce Gardner. Okay, so we're going to reject that trade, and we're going to take Sauce Gardner.
That was it was one of those things. It's either him. Jordan Davis doesn't make a big enough difference on that team, I don't think.
Right. I don't think so either. But I mean, because
Sauce Gardner at least sticks somebody out.
They have a really big impact defensive tackle. What's it? I forgot his name. But Grady Jarrett, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. So that's not the weakest part of their team by far.
Right. He's a stud. So wait. So now you took Ahmad Gardner. So now is where we talk briefly about the Atlanta Falcons and the matchups in the against the AFC North teams. So you just take off what do you expect Cincinnati to do with the Atlanta Falcons?
The only thing that concerns me matchup-wise about the Atlanta Falcons is linebacker against their – if we don't get lined up correctly against their tight end, the kid from Florida last year, what was his name again?
You asked me too fast. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah. I don't like the way we match up against him. Even bring Flowers back, I just don't – I don't know. What is his name?
I'm looking. Go ahead. Get finish giving your.
But I think other than that, I mean, there's nothing that really frightens me about that team on offense or defense. I feel like that should be a W for us. I just as long as we shore up that. Don't lose that battle. We can't give 180 yards and 3 touchdowns to a tight end. We don't do that.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh, Pitts. As soon as the Kyle just Pitts.
Right.
But like, I mean, Mariota, if he gets out of the pocket, runs a little bit, he could cause some issues. But I think our defense, that's been since 2 years ago when we got embarrassed by Lamar Jackson, that's been a huge focus of ours. And I think they've built that defense a little bit in that style of keeping that quarterback in the pocket. So I'm just
you guys gave.
I mean, listen, we laid an egg against the Jets last year. I'm not saying we can't get beat. We can get beat by anybody. We seem to play down to our competition or play up. I think Steelers do that a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I mean, that's the only matchup I'm really concerned about is Pitts, and then we should be able to take care of it.
Win for the Bengals. I'm going to say, keeping it moving quick, that the Steelers get a win against Atlanta. I mean, Pitts is a threat, and with them taking Sauce Gardner, I mean, well, I'm not really. I would have been more worried about if they got another playmaker offense like Garrett Wilson. I'm not sure if they re-signed the kid, not even a kid anymore. The kick return specialist. He was fantasy football money last year. You know what I'm talking about?
From
Cordell Patterson. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if they re-signed him or not, but I'm not scared of Atlanta. I expect Pittsburgh to win. I would just.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, just wrapping it up real quick, man. I think the whole AFC North sweeps the Atlanta Falcons. I think all the AFC North team beat the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, we're
4 check marks on that.
So pick 9, the Seattle Seahawks took Derek Stingley, and now we're back to your New York Jets at pick 10. But you do have a trade offer.
Come on.
I don't think you want this one.
No, I can't.
Chicago is off in 39, 48, and 71. If you took this, I think the Jets already have a lot of picks.
I get the whole second round.
Yeah, a lot. You already got you gain more when you trade it down into So, but no. So I take it you're going to reject this trade.
Yes, sir. So I got corner.
Hey, let me. let me just say real quick. I agree. I made a mistake, but I fixed it. Robert Klein said Cordero Patterson is still 31 years old. Hey, you're right, Robert. That's why I said, yeah, he's not a kid. He's been around a while. Thanks, man. But yeah, so pick 10, B, for the Jets. Who you got?
I mean, do I give you the homer pick here? A little surpriser and give you a little bit of a homer pick here.
You're the GM for the Jets. Whatever you think.
I'm gonna go safety, Michigan, Daxton Hill.
Wow, that is a shocker.
So safety and corner, I'm gonna shore up, not get beat deep.
Okay, Daxton Hill. So now
I think the move there, honestly, they probably would make is to go with an edge rusher, probably the kid from Florida State. But I mean, I still think there's some later, and especially since I traded down there, I think there's some guys that I can get later in this draft at defensive end. They're going to be still available to make impact.
Makes sense. So now, real quick, we got to kind of catch up, move just a little faster because we're about halfway through the draft. But so, what do you think about the Jets versus the Bengals and the rest of the AFC North?
And I'd have to see the quarterback really catch up. I think Wilson needs the game to slow down for him. I think he's got great intangibles. I think he's got great arm, great all the skill set he needs. I just think that the game hasn't slowed down enough for him yet. And I think we're going to have a bad taste in our mouth after getting beat by them last year. We had those guys down by 3 scores and let them back. I think we put our foot on their throat and check it as a win.
Okay, yeah, I think the Jets have really added a lot of talent to their team the past couple years. I like Robert Saleh as a coach. It's a homer pick. I mean, because we lost to the Jets, I believe the last time we played them, I believe that was in 2019 when Mason Rudolph got hurt that game and Duck Hodges came in and Juju dropped a pass at the goal line as time expired and we lost that game. So I think we handled the Jets this year. I mean, I think they're going to be a really good team, but I anticipate Pittsburgh being good as well. Baltimore, I expect Baltimore to win. In Cleveland, it comes down to if it's one of those games before Deshaun Watson plays, I mean, if Deshaun Watson's suspended, I think maybe the Jets have a chance. If Deshaun Watson is one of those games where he's playing, I anticipate Cleveland to win. So we'll take that approach right now. Watson is playing that game, and I got the AFC North sweeping the Jets also. You good with that?
I concur. I mean, the only thing that could change that is May 12th, right? That's when they announce the whole season.
Right. Then we'll know more. But first, they have to say something about Deshaun Watson too. Like, is he going to be punished or what's going to happen? So I mean, we got to get that too. So pick 13, the Carolina Panthers. Just like I predicted, I'm not going to waste any time here. We're going to take Kenny Pickett for the we're going to take Kenny Pickett for the what's the team? Oh, the Carolina Panthers. My bad.
Carolina Panthers, yeah.
But yeah, so got the quarterback that we could have got at 6, and once Malik Willis was gone, we waited, and we got Kenny Pickett. I think he can come in and compete right away with Sam Darnold for the starting quarterback position. He's the most immediately ready plug-and-play quarterback in the draft, I believe. I believe Carolina has some playmakers. They got a really good defense. I believe last year they drafted all defensive players, so I think they have a really good defense. And they're looking for a quarterback that can just, not necessarily be a Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, but just somebody that can efficiently get the ball out and spread the ball around to Christian McCaffrey and DJ, what's his name from Maryland, the receiver?
I can see him now.
Yeah, he's number 2 now. I forgot. But yeah, that
Moore.
guy. DJ Moore. Thank you, sir. Yeah, they have some good playmakers there, so I think they're ready. But still, when Carolina's tough. I think it depends. The AFC North, what 2 teams they have at home, and what 2 teams they go on the road to. I mean, I could see them beating Pittsburgh if Pittsburgh has to go to Carolina. If Carolina has to come to Pittsburgh, and it's again, just like you said, May 12th the schedule. If Pittsburgh has to Carolina's come to Pittsburgh and it's in December, or Cincinnati in December, or Cleveland or Baltimore, I can see it going the other way. So
I've watched the Bengals long enough to know that they're going to lose to either the Saints or the Panthers. One or the other is going to beat them. Period.
Why?
I mean, I think we're better than both those teams, but I think one of them gets our number. Cool. So
Right. Okay. Well, so we'll say Carolina's going to split with the division. We don't know what two games they'll win, but we'll say they'll win 2 games out against our division. So 2 teams will win. So now you go ahead and pick 14, the Baltimore Ravens.
Did Jordan Davis come off?
Jordan Davis is still available. The top prospects
there is no way if Jordan Davis gets to Baltimore, they don't take him. Take him off the board. Done.
Take him off the board.
That is, I mean, if he doesn't epitomize what a Baltimore Raven is, this is a big, scary dude.
I agree. In the mold of Haloti Ngata, the guy they got now. What's the big guy they got from Jacksonville? These names miss me when I'm trying to think about them real quick. They just re-signed him. Calais Campbell.
Calais Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, so
he's got some of the greatest outtakes on Mic'd Up I've ever seen.
He's a really personable dude. So here you go again. You got and we won't get into division matchup. We'll say that for another day, but I think that makes Baltimore's defense a bit more stout than it already is, right?
Mm-hmm.
At pick 15, Philadelphia Eagles select George Karlaftis from Purdue, defensive end for Purdue, and I really liked his athletic intangibles and times and stuff at his pro day, man. Dude tested up there with like TJ Watt and Joey Bosa and those guys like that, man. So I don't know what that means for his play on the field. He was a beast in the Big Ten for Purdue, but I think that's a good pick for Philly. So
I actually had him going to the Saints in one of my mock drafts because I think he'd be a good fit there.
Got you. Pick 16, I'm picking for the Saints. They have a trade offer. Pick 16 and 120, the Saints send to Green Bay for pick 22 and 53. I'm going to go ahead and do that just because pick 22 is not that far away, and then pick 53 is much higher than 120. So I feel like if you're getting, another player basically out the top 50, I'm going to go for that. So I'm going to accept that trade. And Green Bay. Green Bay took Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Very unlike Green Bay, but I like
it. Is, but with Devontae Adams, they have to get Aaron Rodgers some weapons. You can't roll in the camp with Lazard and Sammy Watkins as your number 1 and number 2 receivers.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Chargers took Zion Johnson, offensive guard from Boston College. Philly at pick 18 took Devin Lloyd, linebacker from Utah. I really like Devin Lloyd. I like him as a playmaker.
I like him too. They got him slipping in a couple of drafts I've seen.
Well, he tested so poorly at the combine. I mean, they expect him to run like a 4.5. He run like a high 4.7. Yeah. So I don't necessarily believe that. I mean, when you look at the tape and you see a football player, like, hey, that dude's a football player, Devin Lloyd is a football player. So if he had slipped to 20, he would definitely be in high consideration for my Steelers pick.
Yeah.
But so pick 19 now is the Saints again. we're gonna make this pick. I think the Saints need an offensive tackle. They lost the guy to the Miami Dolphins. The what's his name? The number one tackle free agent prospect went to the Dolphins. I forgot his name.
Dolphins.
Teron Armstead. Teron Armstead. So they lost him. So with this pick, we're going to fill in that tackle position, and we're going to take Trevor Penny. Tackle Northern Iowa.
Iowa, yeah.
So I think that fills a hole for them. So what do you think real quick about the Saints and the division, or against our division?
Well, I think they lose 3 out of 4. I think they have a chance to surprise either one of any of us. To be honest with you, I think it'll be somebody they shouldn't, and lose to somebody they shouldn't, and go and lose 3 out of 4.
Okay, I think I got the Saints 2-2.
2-2.
I think they can win again, just like Carolina. They can win both games in the dome.
Yeah,
I mean, I think they're a really good team. I like Jameis Winston if he comes back healthy. You got Kamara, you got Michael Thomas coming back. You got a heck of a defense, right? So I got the Saints winning their 2 home games against our division. Okay, so now we're on the Steelers pick. They're offered a trade. Arizona Cardinals are offering Pittsburgh pick 23 and pick 87 for pick 20 and pick 241. I mean, the quarterbacks on the board the quarterbacks are not on the board that we want, Willis or Kenny Pickett. We can't get Chris Olave or Kyle Hamilton or Jordan Davis. So I'm going to drop 3 spots and pick up the 87 pick and give up our 241st pick, and we'll see what happens. So
I think you're still going to end up getting the same guy you want.
Yeah, probably so.
My guess.
And I may take a leap that some Steeler fans out here won't like, but we'll see. So I accepted that trade. Carolina took the edge, Jermaine Johnson from Florida State. Now we're at pick 21. You got the New England Patriots.
Oh, boy. 21 for the Patriots. I got this written down. I think my guy's still out there. Patriots, I'm going to take Drake London, wide receiver, USC.
I like that pick.
Get a little yak for the kid out there.
Yeah, the Patriots never hit on receivers, man, but Drake London, high first-round pedigree. They kind of missed last year, or not last year, a couple years ago, with the kid from Arizona State that never really did anything.
Yeah. Big body.
Yeah. Why do these names miss me, man? But so we got Drake London.
We passed 40. That's why. That happens.
Okay, so we got Drake London, weapon for Matt Jones. So what do you think about the matchup against the AFC North? We're going to keep it brief again for the Patriots.
I gotta be honest with you, the Patriots don't scare me as much as they have in the past. I still think they're fairly decent. Depends on. I think 2-2. I don't know who gets them and who doesn't. Again, I think a lot of that depends on the Browns if they're playing Deshaun Watson or not. But I would say they're going to go 2-2.
Okay, I can see that. The Patriots are always a threat, man. Bill Belichick's a threat, but they kind of started really hot last year and then kind of was taken as we went into the playoff season.
I could see him be 1-3, depending on if they have to play Lamar and they have to play Deshaun. I would say 1-3. but
Right.
those are two wild cards.
So,
You know
so
what I
they
mean?
can so they can beat Mitch is what you're saying.
I think they beat Mitch. I don't know what it is, man. It's got a weird thing, and I also think they can beat us.
Yeah, I think our defense gives Mac Jones problems. They definitely won't. Our run defense is going to be back beefed up again, so they won't buffalo us like they did Buffalo last year in that Monday night game.
That was wild.
So I got the Patriots going 1-3 sounds good to me too. Those AFC interdivisional matchup games are really important towards playoff seeding, you know. So yeah, I got us going 1-3 in the division. I say maybe they beat Baltimore because Belichick can draft up a scheme to give Lamar Jackson problems. So in Baltimore,
I see that.
They got J.K. Dobbins coming back, so we'll see how their running game is going. But yeah, so I got them going 1-3, the Patriots. So you took Drake London. Next pick is the New Orleans Saints back on the clock. I think the Saints, they lost their safety Marcus Williams to Baltimore. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Saints, and I think with the later pick they acquired, they can get wide receiver value later, in the early second round. So I'm going to take a safety. I'm going to take safety Lewis Seen, safety out of Georgia, for the Saints. Okay, we don't have to talk about. We talked about them already and what they might do against the North opponents. Now I'm back on the clock with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm kind of in between the corner Andrew Booth right now. We could definitely use a corner, but I'm going to shock everybody here, and I'm going to take quarterback Desmond Ridder. And here's my reason why. Desmond Ridder is I believe one of the two quarterbacks we really want between Willis and Ridder. We dropped back a couple of picks, so we didn't take them in pick 20. We just had one pick, and we established another second round pick. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Ridder, and Mitch Trubisky will be our bridge quarterback, and Ridder will be learning the offense and in the waiting, and he'll be our quarterback going into 2023. That's my take.
That is that's a heck of a take.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a take.
I think Pittsburgh could do just that. I know a lot of us don't want us to take quarterback, but when you can get a quarterback, there's no guarantees what we'll be picking next year. We'll be kind of in the same position. We're picking 20 and down. We went 9-7-1 last year. I think we're probably a little better than that this year, but we play in a tougher division now. So I think Ridder is a playmaker. He's already has the maturity to run a team. He did very well in Cincinnati. I believe went 43-6 over his career. Took them to the BCS playoffs. They got beat by Alabama this year in the playoffs. People forget the year before this past year, they played Georgia in a bowl, and they should have beat Georgia. They kind of folded at the very end and gave that away. So Ridder is battle-tested, 6'3", 215, 4.5, 40 speed. Might not have the gun, but his arm is good enough, and he'll be able to make a lot of plays outside the pocket, on the move, get yards with his legs. I like what the potential of that looks like.
No, I know there's been a lot of talk. The Steelers spent quite a bit of time with Sam Howell from North Carolina. That they might be able to get him in the second round.
Yeah,
but I feel like you already have him on your team. A quarterback from North Carolina that can get outside the pocket and make things. I mean, I think you got him already. So it's a weird pick. So I don't hate that pick. I don't hate it's reach, but I don't hate it.
It is a reach, but when you're talking about quarterback, you got to get your guy if you can get him. I mean, I can't say that he would be there at 52. You know?
No, I don't think he is.
So, and I mean, I feel like the only person I left on the board that potentially we would take at that pick is Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback from Clemson.
Yeah.
And that was a tough decision. So, okay, go ahead. Big pick for Buffalo, pick 25. Well, at pick 24, Traylon Burks, receiver, Arkansas, went to Dallas Cowboys. So, we got about 10 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and try and speed this up a little bit. So, pick 25, you're picking for Buffalo. Let me tell you your top draft.
I was going to take Traylon Burks, just FYI.
You got Charles Cross, tackle, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss. Andrew Booth, cornerback, Clemson. Trent McDuffie, cornerback, Washington. Kyer Elam, cornerback, Florida.
I already know who I want to take.
Okay,
I don't want to take a defensive player with this pick because I think their defense was strong last year, especially with right now you get corners. I think in the second round they get more help on the defensive line, but in the first round I'm going to go with Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Alabama.
Oh, nice. Let's see. You know what? Did he get picked?
I don't think he said him.
He did. He went 11. He went 11 to the Washington Commanders.
Oh. Okay, that's rude. I did not hear him.
So the next,
I don't think you take Watson.
The next crop of receivers from top down is Watson and Dotson from Penn State.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that early. So they're going to take a defensive player.
Do they go corner? Do they go? They don't need safety. They got 2 all-pro safeties.
They don't need safeties. They got a great linebacker. I think they got to go corner. So let's take the kid from Clemson.
And they did lose Levi Wallace to our Pittsburgh Steelers, who was their number 2 corner. So and get this Booth kid with his upside coming in with a healthy Tre'Davious White, that could be a formidable pair on the outside.
Yeah.
All right, so we took Andrew Booth. Buffalo, real quick. What do you got Buffalo doing to us?
Oh, man.
To the division.
2-2. I think that they would be a nice addition to this division if we were in college and trying to build one big, massive division. Yeah. I think Buffalo resembles a lot of the same characteristics of the AFC North. A lot of bangers and really, some stout defense. Playmaker behind center. I think it's hard to go to Buffalo and win, but I think one of us will pull it off in the springtime probably. I don't want to go there late in the year. So,
got you.
I say 2-2.
Yeah, because our division is so tough, man. And Buffalo has not necessarily a passing division because the Miami Dolphins will be much better.
I think the Jets are going to be a little better too.
But you still expect Buffalo to beat the Jets.
Yes, but there's going to be some injuries. There's going to be some stuff happen. I mean, you always have that. I don't know. Like, here's another question, real quick. What division do you think goes 3-1 against us? Like, name somebody. I mean, do you think the Chiefs go 3-1 in our division?
Well, we don't play the Chiefs.
I understand that, but I'm just saying when you look at the top teams in each division. I mean, do the Rams go 3-1 in our division? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no, I think our division can win against anybody. I think we probably get a split against any team.
That's what I think.
Even the top team. So yeah, I could see Buffalo splitting with us. I was just saying that.
So now you have my answer for the Bucks. We can fast forward to that.
Right, because I'm great. I'm great pick for the Buck. Well, Tennessee took Nakobe Dean.
It's a great pick for them.
Yeah, because they just lost the linebacker they drafted a couple years ago from Alabama. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. I forgot. I think he signed with Detroit, I believe. Forgot his name, but we looked at him the same year we traded up for Devin Bush, or maybe the year before Devin Bush. He kind of got took by Tennessee before we had a chance. But pick 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is just a Tampa Bay pick. I mean, you got offensive tackle. They just drafted the guy from Iowa a year ago. I think it was a rookie the one year they won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot his name, but he was like pick 13. Was a beast and has been really good for Tampa Bay. I think he might have made a Pro Bowl one of these years. I'm going to take offensive tackle because he's the 10th ranked player on the board, Charles Cross. So just the value I'm getting by taking a 10th ranked player at pick 27.
Who's the best offensive guard they got left out there? That could, because they just lost their guard to Cincinnati.
That's Kenyon Green, and he's offensive guard from Texas A&M. He's the 28th ranked player on the board, and I can see that.
You got to take the tackle.
I got to take the tackle. Yeah, I mean tackle is a position. I probably can come back and get a guard in the second round. So we're taking Charles Cross. We already said we think Tampa Bay splits with the division. I see Tampa Bay having problems wherever they have to travel, especially if it's November and beyond, if it's to our division, any of the teams.
Yeah, I agree.
So 2-2 Tampa. We'll just say that they'll win.
And let's not like brush over. I mean, I know you got Tom Brady there, and he'll solve a lot of those things, put a Band-Aid on it, but there's a little turmoil right now in that the Bucs locker room. You know what I mean? Some of the guys they lost, the coach leaving, like. I don't know. It's weird.
But I think Tom Brady's a great equalizer, and I like Todd Bowles as a coach. So I think that defense will be good. I think Tom Brady will handle the offensive side of the ball, and I anticipate Tampa going like 11-6 next year. So Green Bay took pick 28, Kyer Elam, cornerback from Florida. So we already talked about Green Bay when they made the Chris Olave pick.
Yeah.
So now it's your pick. You got your New York Jets up, pick 29.
Pick 29.
Well, actually, I believe you're about to run it out. You got the Jets 29, the Jets 30, and the Bengals 31.
Man, oh man. Since you've got the picks over there, what's the best edge or defensive line left?
The best edge is the kid. Is it Arnid Ekbekte from Penn State? He's the 36th prospect. You got Ojabo from Michigan. We know he's injured, but we know he's definitely first-round talent.
The Jets need to take him.
Defensive tackle, you got Perion Winfrey, Oklahoma, and Devontae Wyatt, Georgia.
Oh, this is a tough one. Let me do. I don't know their. Let's take Christian Watson, wide receiver, North Dakota State at 29.
Nice pick. Christian Watson at 29. Then you pick 30. You're on the clock.
Let's take. I really feel like they need the edge. So let's take Arnold.
The kid from Penn State.
Ebekatai?
Yeah, sounds right. Okay. And now you're on the clock for your Bengals, 31.
So, originally I thought we might be able to get into Elam here, but he's been going up in draft stock, and this gentleman's been sliding down, and I'm perfectly happy with it. We're going to take center out of Iowa, Tyler Linderbaum.
Nice pick. I know. I like that pick.
I feel like in the second and third rounds, I still get some value add at places that we're looking at. Safety, linebacker, cornerback. We can be pretty flexible with where we're at right now. So I think now we locked up the keys for the next 3 years on the offensive line. Done.
Okay. So I like that pick, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys have really beefed up the offensive line. Cincinnati is looking even more formidable than the AFC defending champion and the team that went to the Super Bowl. So, but the AFC is a lot tougher this year. So, all right,
100%.
well, B, we got our mock draft done. We're gonna get out of here in just a couple of minutes. So I don't know what the live chat thought about the Desmond Ridder pick because this is a Steeler podcast. So we'll see what people say about that real quick. And while we wait for comments on that, what people think, just to get a couple comments, what do you think of? So we play the AFC East and we play the NFC South. So what are your rankings in that division as far as like first place, second place, third place, fourth place? So
who do you want to start with? You want to start with the NFC South?
You do the East first, I'll do the South.
Okay. In the East, I'm gonna go. I still think the Bills are head and shoulders above the rest of that division.
Right.
I really struggle with this one on number 2. To be honest with you, I think the Dolphins have made that big of strides to me. I really think that they could be that number 2. I think if they would have kept it going where they were going with in the direction they were going, if they would have just made things work with Flores, I think they would probably be my second. But because they didn't, I don't know, and I don't know if I 100% trust Tua. So I'm going to give Patriots a slight nod by a game over the Dolphins. And I think the Jets gain a couple games, but bring up the rear.
Okay. So NFC South real quick. I got Tampa Bay finishing first, the Saints second, Carolina third, and Atlanta fourth. I think that would be pretty much a consensus for most prognosticators. I don't know. Seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Saints, Carolina, and the Falcons. But okay, so
my flyer in there is I flip-flop Carolina and the Saints, and I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but I don't think that Rule's lost the locker room. So I think those guys are going to play.
I don't think he has either. But right now we're talking about the difference between Jameis Winston and Sam Darnold. And right now,
well,
so that's
some coaching. Coaching change too in the Saints organization.
Yeah, but it's still continuity here because he was defensive coordinator, and that was a really strong side of the ball last year for them. I think Jameis Winston comes back and makes their offense stronger. He went out and they fell off. Him coming back puts their offense back up a little bit, But George Teston says he likes Ridder in the second round. George, I like Ridder in the second round too, man, but no guarantees he's there at 52. And when we're talking about quarterback and you got your guy, man, you kind of just got to go get him. Even though he's not the guy, if they wanted to go get the guy, they'd be trading up into the top 6 or 7 and trying to get Malik Willis. I don't want him to do that. So fall back from 20 a few spots, pick up Ridder in the mid-20s and secure another second round pick is what we did. So I think that's kind of like safe. Playing it safe. Let's see. I love Ridder pick, best quarterback in the draft. David Muse. He might be the best that's ready. Again, we always talk about upside with Malik Willis. You know what I mean? I got Malik Willis being Steve McNair 2.0. For those of you old enough to remember, Steve McNair was a monster. Run the ball, pass the ball, long, deep downfield. Threatened to run game, won co-MVP with Peyton Manning, I think in like 2004 or 5. So, I got Willis being 2.0. I like Ridder a lot. I think he can play pretty soon if they want to play him this year. That when he wouldn't start out of camp, but I could see him playing halfway through the season. But I like Ridder too in the draft, only behind Willis. I like Ridder better than Pickett. I got friends in Atlanta. This is from
Vodka Drinker.
I got friends in Atlanta that tell me Mariota is going to catch his second win for the Falcons.
friends in Atlanta, I think, are drinking tequila.
on top of the vodka.
Brian, did you see Brian Blackwater's got a good one here? He said, no Linderbaum, please. He's too small, especially if the Ravens take Jordan Davis at 14. I totally get that. The one thing I will say, most of the Bengals run, especially when we run the ball well, is a lot of that stretch zone. So I don't know. I think as long as your center can get out a little bit, and I think we've got, with Karras at guard, and some of those, we got some monsters outside of him, I think can help. I don't think that's a situation where if they have somebody like that in the middle, you don't just run the fullback dive or the nose, over the nose. So I get what he's saying, but I think there's ways around that.
Okay. Well, hey, man, we're at the hour mark. It's about 10 minutes longer than I usually like to go. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'd like to thank all the BTSC viewers for joining us, for watching. B Dirt, man, thanks for joining me, man. And we'll definitely have you on again. I really value your perspective and intake, being a fellow AFC North fan, being a lifelong Bengals fan that lives in enemy territory in the Burgh.
Yes,
so, hey,
sir.
man, I gotta listen to you, bro. You live it, But yeah, so just before we go, like and subscribe to the BTSC YouTube channel, Facebook page, and the audio podcast. I love Jeff Hartman's Let's Ride. I listen to it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to figure out how to send a question in to him, man, for the mailbag. So once I figure out how to do that, he'll get a question from me. Tomorrow evening is The Hangover with Brian Anthony Davis and Tony Defio and Shannon White. And all the other shows, Tony Defio Six Pack on Friday nights. You got the Scobro Show on Tuesday nights. You got the Boys Down Under, Mark Davidson and the guys from down in Australia on Saturdays. You got this on Sundays. All these shows are just on YouTube. So I'm actually about to get off here and jump onto my Know It All podcast at 6:30 Eastern time. And we're going to do our mock draft. So if you're not doing anything, we'll talk some more football. Jump in, man, and check it out and comment on the live chat. And, B Dirt, you got anything to say in closing, man?
All right, come over to that Know It Alls podcast so you can watch me get Big G riled up in the comment section.
Hey, thanks, man. And thank you, Steeler fans. And here we go, Steelers. And we out. Peace.